welcome to the Hawaiian Monster Habitat here at Aquarium-2 Aquarium. During our feeding and training session, I'd like to tell you just a little bit more about these interesting marine mammals. Well, here at the aquarium we have two fully grown adult male Hawaiian monk seals. Hawaiian monk seals are endemic to the Hawaiian Islands, which means they're found here and nowhere else in the world. They are also currently endangered species, numbering less than 1,300 at this time, with their population concentrated along the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. We do see about 52 occurring in the main Hawaiian Islands, including about 7 on a normal basis around the island of Oahu. Because these seals are endangered, they are protected by both state and federal law, and it is therefore illegal to harm, harass, or even approach these marine mammals in the wild. Here at the center with me right now is Mr. Al, the good English Hawaiian first swimmer, and he came to the aquarium in 1983. He was estimated to be a 2 to 3-year-old juvenile at that time, and an interesting thing about Nuka is that when he arrived here, he had a large, fully healed scar extending across his lower abdomen. Now, while we don't know for sure where this scar came from, we can speculate that it may have came from an encounter with a shark. The larger sharks in our water, such as tiger sharks and Galapagos sharks, are the Hawaiian monk seals' main predators. Or another and more likely cause of this scar was an entanglement with marine debris, such as the spotted fishing net and or fishing line. Marine debris does pose a serious threat to all marine life, specifically marine mammals. In the event that they become entangled or swallow marine debris, they can either starve, choke, or even drown. Whatever that cause was, though, Nuka did get away, but it's a good reminder to keep that marine debris high above his reaches. Today, Nuka is about 27 years of age, 395 pounds, and about 8 feet in length, and he's the larger and older of the two seals. Now, what I'll be doing right now with Nuka is what we call a daily body exam. This is done 2 to 3 times a day at each of our feeds to check over the seal's general health and to monitor any cuts, scrapes, bites, anything out of the ordinary that may have occurred here in the exhibit. It's also good practice for the seals, and it keeps them used to being handled by humans and having their various body parts examined. The blue and white coat that you see attached to the white pipe is what we refer to as a target. There is no scent or taste associated with it. It's simply a training device, and the seals have a trained attention or the student. They will therefore follow it wherever it goes, or we can ask them to lie still for an exam, as you've seen going on so far with Nuka. The type of training that we use here is called operant conditioning, otherwise known as positive reinforcement, which means that behaviors that are done well are positively reinforced both vocally and with fish, and behaviors that are not desired are simply ignored. Now, if you do notice closely, the seals do swallow their food whole. The seal does have about 28 to 32 molar-like teeth, although they don't use their teeth for chewing. They're used primarily for crushing lobster shells and larger prey items. Their jaw strength is strong and is comparable to that of a large cat, like a tiger or a lion. And they also have well-developed whiskers for feeling of their coral heads and rocks for prey items that they might not necessarily be able to see. Hawaiian monk seals spend about half of the day on the land and half of the day on the water. They can and do, however, haul out for extended periods of time for up to days, weeks, or even months. They primarily concentrate dusk and dawn hours of the day, and during the foraging hours, the divers swim over 1,000 feet and hold their breath for up to 20 minutes. They hunt reef fish, octopus, lobster, and eel, so here at the aquarium they receive a varied diet of fish and squid. Water. Over their 2 to 3 feet, they'll each consume a total of about 10 pounds of food, consisting of smelt herring and squid, and we also supplement their diet with a marine mammal vitamin. They total about 6,000 calories daily, and the seals are weighed twice a month to make sure that they're maintaining a healthy weight. I would like to switch seals and introduce you to our other resident now. Onoka is a famous Hawaiian football with gentle eyes. Maka came to us in 1984, and he was just a 3-week-old pup at that time. This is particularly unusual as monk seal pups usually nurse with their mothers for about 4 to 6 to 8 when he was found without his mother. So we presume that he's either been orphaned or abandoned by his mother. In any case, at his young age and small size, he most likely would not have survived in the wild. He was thus brought here and was hand-raised and bottle-fed in the back by our staff. Today, Maka is about 23 years of age, 360 pounds, and about 7 feet in length, and he's the younger and smaller of our two seals. Now, we do believe that these seals got their name monk seal because of their primarily solitary and non-social nature. So you will not sometimes find them hauled out in large social gatherings like you would with elephant seals or sea lions. If you do happen to see a monk seal in the wild with another, it's most likely a mother with her pup. And for this reason, we feed and train our seals on opposite sides that they exhibit, so it's not to force any interaction between the two, but if they do interact on their own time, it's fine. Also, these seals are here for research and education purposes, and part of that research is currently on in metabolism, so we want to ensure that each seal receives its designated diet as they are on fixed diet. At one point in time, there were 3 different types of monk seal: the Hawaiian that you see here, the Mediterranean, and the Caribbean monk seal. Sadly, the Caribbean monk seal hasn't been sighted since 1952, and today they are believed to be extinct. The other currently existing type of monk seal is the Mediterranean monk seal. However, they currently number only about 500 in their wild population. And this is due to a viral outbreak that occurred in 1997, which wiped out half of their entire wild population, rendering them a critically endangered species. And once again, the Hawaiian monk seal does number less than 1,300 at this time, and they are an endangered species. Their typical life expectancy in the wild is about 25 to 30 years. We do believe they might live a little bit longer here, maybe into their early 30s, as they don't suffer from as many stresses as they do in the wild, such as diving to deep depths while hunting, escaping predators, and minor treatable diseases. Good. Now, one more thing that I'd like to go over with you is the fact that Hawaiian monk seals are true seals. They're not sea lions. People often get the two confused for each other, so I'd just like to go over some differences with you. But before I go on, is there anyone in the audience who would like to have the answers or any guesses as to how you might tell the difference between a seal and a sea lion? Any guesses? Teeth? There might be some slight anatomical differences or not in the teeth, but not so much difference that you can tell between the two. Any other guesses? Teeth? Mark? No. Okay, I'll give one to you then. The first and probably easiest way to tell the difference between a seal and a sea lion is that you'll want to look for the presence or absence of external air flaps. So if you notice just a few inches behind both of Maka's eyes, you'll see that he has a small tuft of white fur, and that's the external opening that leads to his inner hearing structure. Sea lions, on the other hand, will have external air flaps similar to what you see on cats or dogs, or what we have in humans. So again, that's probably the easiest way to tell the difference. You want to look for that presence or absence of ear flaps. Seals will have those with flat heads, and sea lions will have those external ear flaps. The second difference between seals and sea lions is how they move on land. True seals like Hawaiian monk seals have short and stubby front flippers, and their hind flippers also follow directly behind their bodies at all times, making it difficult for them to hold their weight for extended periods of time. And for this reason, they maneuver themselves with each other, undulating on their bellies like large inchworms. So you usually find true seals on sandy or icicle habitats, as those are the terrains that they can more easily maneuver. Sea lions, on the other hand, have comparatively much larger front flippers, and their hind flippers are also capable of rotating underneath them in water. They in essence stand on all fours, and they can even outrun a human or flapping their mouths when raised. And a third difference that I'd like to go over with you is how they move in the water. Now, knowing what you know about seals and their flippers, which pair do you think, hind or front, are they going to use for propulsion underwater? Any guesses? Well, if you watch Maka, demonstrate it, they use their hind flippers for propulsion. Their short and stubby front flippers are used rather for steering purposes. And average speeds for true seals underwater range from about 8 to 10 miles per hour, with short bursts reaching up to about 15 miles per hour. sea lions are the exact opposite. They use their hind flippers for steering purposes, and their large front flippers are used for propulsion, and move those in a breaststroke or flying-like manner. They're also capable of swimming just a little bit faster than true seals underwater, with average speeds up to about 12 to 15 miles per hour, with short bursts reaching about 20 miles per hour. So those are three differences between seals and sea lions. And once again, Hawaiian monk seals are true seals, they're not sea lions. And at this time, I would like to open up to any questions in the audience. If you have any, just feel free to shout them out at this time. We will be ending our feeding and training session over the next few minutes, and we do make sure to end at the exact same time, so as not to cause any competition or jealousy over food. But again, if you do have any questions, just feel free to shout them out.
Do they have personalities similar to big dogs?
They certainly have individual personalities.